Morning, everyone. Welcome back. Camping again. Got Gemini all set up. This place is pretty beautiful, I tell you. Lots of birds chirping. Got a fire pit. We'll have a fire later. That's supposed to be the warmest weekend in the world. I think today is going to be a high of 11. I brought my diesel heater, but unfortunately, I was hooking up yesterday and one of the wires broke, and I think I might have yanked on it a little too hard. Love that thing. Only disadvantage to it is the controller. There's a little bit of a weak link. If anyone buys one, I would suggest taking some electrical tape and just wrapping it around the exposed wires up to the plug, just so it's not constantly pulling on it when you're unhooking it and hooking it. That's the only thing. And Planar, if you're watching this or you see this, please fix that, because it's really annoying. And I love your products and I want to love your products, but that's it. So there we go. That's my rant for today.
Steak with a jumbo rack of barbecue ribs with the side order gravy.
But yeah, this is possibly going to be the last trip for me and my girlfriend together. All depends on weather, if it stays decent for the spring or the fall. There's a possibility she'll come out. But yeah, we're going to go and check out the lake a little later. And but right now we're having coffee in a redneck coffee cup.
That is why I only drink fire department coffee.
It's because we both prefer our coffee cups. So I found a Wendy's cup. I put a coffee in it, and she's drinking her coffee out of an LG. So it wouldn't be a camping trip if we didn't forget at least something really important. And for me, coffee cups are very important, especially when you don't have spare ones in the truck or any other like utensils, or even a coffee mug in the truck. Yeah, kind of annoying. So yeah, this place is pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed with it. I would like to actually come camp here in the summer one time. It would be pretty cool. But anyways, I think we're just gonna hang out. I'm gonna fix my diesel heater. I hope I'm gonna fix my diesel heater at some point. We're gonna give her definitely a college try, and I just need to wait for light, a little bit more light than this to do it. So I'm gonna just hang out with my girlfriend, have her coffee, and then I'll see you guys probably breakfast time. Flannel weather. Hey everyone, welcome back. Had to run and move the table and the chairs out of the open. It started to rain a little bit here, but I just don't want to take the chance if it's gonna pour. So there's that. It's breakfast time. Breakfast time, breakfast time. Yeah, this is I couldn't get my diesel heater fixed, unfortunately. I just don't have the tools, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need new pins for that thing. So I will either, one, deal with that when I get back, or two, I'm gonna have to buy a new one, which I don't want to do, so I'm gonna try to fix it. I work in an automotive shop, so there's a really good chance I'm gonna have pins, so there to fix it. I hope I do. If not, I will have to look around, maybe go to Silver Automotive and see what they have for it. So it's kind of a bummer, but honestly, we were pretty warm last night. Like, I got up at about 2 o'clock, 2:10 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and honestly, I was pretty warm. But I got in and fell back asleep, and I warmed right up. So it's not terrible. The wind, I think the fact that the saving grace with us right now is the fact that we're really sheltered from the wind. I think if we were in the open wind, like in Dutch Creek, I think we'd be pretty cold right now. But I think we're good. All I have is my flannel on and a t-shirt underneath, and I'm actually pretty good right now. Flannel weather. Yeah. So excited. You know you're old when you're excited about flannels. True story. Yeah, so we're gonna go for a little walk down to the lake, probably after breakfast sometime, eh? Weather permitting. If it's pouring rain, probably not, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna go. It's gonna be awesome. I love this place. We need to come back here for a week, I think.
Yeah.
Have our gazebo and stuff. Our camping setup's pretty awesome. The fact that we've been out 9 times this year.
Yep.
And it literally takes us 30 minutes to set up camp. Like, and that's going slow.
Breaks.
That's taking breaks. Like, not even going fast. Like, if I really needed to, I could probably have this set up in 15. That including, like, I don't generally set up the bedding right away because I like our air mattresses to fully inflate. Like, not our self-inflating mattresses to fully inflate, so I usually leave them for like 30 minutes, but for the most part, everything's where it should be in that time frame. So yeah, I'm excited for food. I'm hungry. We're having our red nut coffee still. I'm drinking coffee out of Wendy's cup.
Hey man, I'm drinking coffee out of an LG.
Oh my God. That's the best. But hey, I want a coffee, and I figured out a way to make it happen. So, yeah. I'm just glad it's not going to be any colder, or else sleeping tonight can be really shitty. But honestly, the tent holds the heat pretty good, so it's probably like, I would say 3 degrees, 4 degrees warmer inside the tent than it is outside. So it's not so bad. So, all right. I think I'm gonna leave you here, and then we're gonna eat food, and then probably go for a walk. I think.
Yeah.
Go for a walk. Figure out where the lake is. We're not too sure. First time we've ever been here.
Kind of backwards in here. We don't know which way's which. Disoriented.
We have a little bit of self-service, so maybe we'll GPS that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was rude. Camera was full, so I forgot to delete my footage from the last video, so here we are. So, well, we're gonna eat food, and then we'll see you when we take a walk down to the lake, I think. Oh, you know. Very much bacon. No, I know. Hey everyone, put my toque on because, well, it's a little chilly. But anyways, this place is pretty awesome. It's starting to sprinkle a bit, but that walk in was killer, but the walk out is going to be way worse. Yeah, this place is nice, man. Like, look at that. Little bit of a rain happening here. Yahoo! Well, I think I'm gonna sit down for a little bit, and then we're gonna go probably back, maybe, or walk down a little further.
Yeah, we'll explore.
Hey everyone, we got back from our walk, and my girlfriend almost died on the hill. Like, literally, almost died on the hill.
Wasn't that bad?
Really? How many times did you stop?
I made it, didn't I?
It was bad. Well, we are going to play some Phase 10. And we'll see how badly I get beat, which is always a possibility. Took my other jacket off because it's a little damp, and I wanted to sleep tonight because it's gonna be chilly, and I officially couldn't get my diesel heater fixed. Unfortunately, I do not have the tools nor the equipment to be able to fix it. So yeah, I love that DC to DC charger, or diesel heater, but unfortunately the wires are kind of flimsy, and I think they really need to take a little bit more care on the weak spots to fix that. But it's fixable. I just need to get some new pins and crimp it, but I just don't have the tools here, unfortunately. So there's always that. So I don't regret buying it. So I do not regret buying it, but there's just little things that bother me about it. Compared to a Chinese diesel heater, 100% way better. But just this, it's annoying. So I'll fix it, or I'm gonna buy a new one, a better upgraded one. So they do sell them. So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna play some Phase 10. Anybody need a camping game? This one's pretty cool. And it's actually not that hard to learn, and you can play with 2 players. It's better with 3 or more, but it's doable with 2. It's alright. Alright. But anyways, I think we're gonna play some Phase 10, and then we'll probably see you back here for supper, fire, beer 30.
All of the above.
All of the above. And it was kind of cool. On the walk, we walked right by one of our YouTubers that we watch. So, yeah. Van Life Plus, you need to come for a beer. Just saying. Not like you ever watch this video, but maybe somebody that does will pass along the message. So, it's funny. That's the second time in like
in the last
a month
and a bit.
Yeah, we've we've seen them, but we've never actually met them.
We saw their vehicles.
Yeah, Cat Lady Van was the other one, and she was out and about when we passed by, but we left. So, yeah, pretty funny.
We didn't want to be stalkerish people.
Yeah, we don't want to be stalkers people. It'd have been cool if they were there. Sure, say hi. But they weren't there. I'm not going to wait around and be like,
Creepy. I know, right?
So, yeah, no. So, all right, I will, we're going to play some Phase 10 and see you in a bit. Probably not all the way dry. If it does it, I guess we're gonna be fucking.
Smells like a normal day in my store.
What's that?
Like this.
Yeah, we'll put you closer to the fire. Yeah, baby. What do we have here? Snake Lake Brewing. Under the carrot covers, cherry porter. Picked this up in Silver Lake in February, and I'm making through it, man. I'm actually starting to run low. Believe it or not.
Run low.
I'm starting to run low. On different beers.
We're starting. We're at the beginning of where you might be sort of starting, maybe getting close to being in the running low. There's no emergency.
I'm running low.
No.
I'm running low.
Yummy.
Yep. I still like that one.
I like it a lot.
Very chocolatey.
Very chocolatey.
Very chocolatey. Yeah. Brewed in Sylvan Lake, BC.
What?
Or Alberta.
Sylvan Lake, BC.
Alberta.
Oops.
Anyways, yeah, we've been, took me a minute to get the fire going because all the top wood was very wet because it's been pretty much raining
Yeah, it's been
all
a little,
day.
It's
Pretty
been a
much.
little drizzly. Yeah.
I think it just stopped recording. Or did it?
I don't know.
But yeah, we've been just hanging out. It's been kind of drizzly all day, raining on and off. We went for a cruise down the lake, came back, played some Phase 10, and never playing with her ever again.
Yeah, you will.
I put away my diesel heater because I can't fix my controller. That's going to be a later date when I have better tools and the things I need to fix it. And Sandra had a nap in my truck while I fired up the truck for a bit for a little bit of warmth and to charge my batteries a little bit in the truck. Yeah, because I don't like being lower than 60% if I can. And unfortunately, those new lights I installed, they suck a lot of juice. I'm gonna have to deal with that. I'm gonna find a different solution, something that's not quite as hard on my battery. Those are a little much,
Yeah.
especially if I want to run them all night for Sandra.
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I have an idea. I just need to buy the lights, and I think it's gonna be a winter project on times I can't go camping because it's just way too cold. So yeah, we've just been hanging out. Got the fire going. Gonna have supper soon, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much gonna be, I think, maybe our last trip together, depending on how
We'll
cold
see
it
how
is.
the weather is. Yeah.
See if I can get my diesel heater fixed, because as the winter progresses, that's going to be a must. Yeah. Unless we go to like writing on stone where we have power and I can plug it up, space heater type deal. But even then, that's not really ideal because we have no place to really put it. So one person, it's okay. Two people, it might kick it or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be one of those things. So I'm sure if I really thought of it, we could place it somewhere in there, but that might be alright. Yeah, but anyways, I think we're gonna enjoy this fire and a little bit of heat, and then maybe see you back for when we start making supper. I think. Are you gonna cook the steaks on the fire, or do you?
We haven't cooked anything on the fire all summer.
We haven't been able to. Yeah, fire bans. Yeah,
We'll have a look at the steaks and decide if we want to cook them on the fire or not. When I
use a
look at
cast
them.
iron too.
Yeah.
We don't really have a grate.
No, but I could put tinfoil.
You could. That would just. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't trust those things. They're pretty freaking dirty.
I wouldn't.
You would get dysentery or something from that thing. Yeah, tinfoil or the cast iron, whichever. But, anyways, I think we'll see you back supper time.
Yeah.
Woo! That was hot. Welcome back, everyone. Since I have some light and we got finished supper and everything cleaned up, I figure we'd come back for a bit. Not for very long, but we're having macarons, whatever. Mac and custard.
Max and custard. They're so fancy. They're so pretty.
Oh, I want a blue one. What's the blue?
I can't remember what the blue one was.
What do you remember?
This one's the Saskatoon.
Okay,
This one's the Saskatoon. That one was lemon something. One of them is a s'more,
I would say the
which
white
may
one.
be that one. And I can't remember what the other ones were. But you want a blue one.
No, I want a Saskatoon one.
Saskatoon.
Twisted my rubber arm.
I don't know which one I want to try for.
Yeah, no.
Or is this vanilla buttercream? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was a good camping trip. We had some shitty weather. My diesel heater broke. That's fine. It's gonna be fixable.
It's not the end of the world.
I honestly was planning on buying the new digital one anyways. But I will fix it. I just don't have the tools. I need a magnifying glass. It's pretty small. So it happens. I use it a lot. It's gonna break. So especially something like that, I should have wrapped that when I fixed the other part. But hindsight's 2020. I'm gonna definitely only have one more. They're so good. And maybe we're gonna try to take them for home.
Oh yeah. I didn't think we were going to eat them all tonight.
I have a couple. They're pretty rich. Mm-hmm.
But I had to buy them when I saw them.
Our neighbor came with a Tocas camper with his 5-year-old kid. He is the same kind of setup as I did when I first started.
Yeah.
Works good.
Hey man,
Truck
gotta start
camping.
somewhere.
Anybody can truck camp. His is totally modular. You can put it together in like a weekend. Just can't make excuses on why you're not going to do it. I still remember the first time I said I want a rooftop tent. I was in Victoria. No. It wasn't. It was Castle Bridge.
When we saw that guy and his dad with one. And I
then
was like, yeah.
And then we saw the one in Victoria, which was like, I think it was a roof nest. That's why I said I'm getting a hardtop one. The thing's holding together. I've used it way more than your average. For sure. For sure. 2 weeks in Victoria, opening and closing it every day. Plus on the way there, plus on the way, no, on the way back I didn't. Plus, what, 8, what was it, 10 days in North Star or 7?
5.
5 days, and we open and close it every day then too. So, she's been open and closed a few times. I bet you're pretty close to 100. For sure. Got the yard light happening because it's
Starting to get dark.
It's going to get dark here very soon. It's it's after 7:30. I think we had sunlight for maybe an hour. It got dark really fast once it got dark.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna call it a night with you guys. Just hang out, enjoy this fire. Hopefully we'll get, another hour and a bit for a fire going. And then we'll see you in the morning for sure. Good morning, everyone. Had a pretty good sleep. Even though it could drop down to 3, it didn't feel like 3. I was kind of sweating this morning, which was kind of weird. So I'm just I've been up for a little while, just having a coffee, getting things organized to go back to the land of the living. And it's been a pretty flipping good trip, and it possibly could be my partner in crime and I's last trip together, but we'll see. Weather permitting, maybe she'll come out in October with me, but you never know. Who knows? It's all up in the air. So anyways, I'm going to leave it right here. I'm gonna finish packing up Gemini. Please like, subscribe, comment. Until next time, stay adventurous. Oh, that's a